Hey guys, this is Yale. You may have seen my recent video. I'm not a big content creator for sports. This is just kind of a new thing that I'm making content on. And I want to share some of the insights that I gathered over the last few days with this whole LeBron thing. So I still believe that he's going to be a 76er, maybe within the next week. If you look at the 2 years or the two other, no, it was the Cleveland to Miami, the Miami to Cleveland, and Cleveland to LA years. Those announcements were not dragged out like through the whole summer. I believe every single year he headed into free agency. He made a decision by the first or second week of July. So expect that to be the case also. Uh, also, something that I don't think is really in the news now or a part of the conversation is prediction market betting prediction betting. That didn't exist any other year LeBron was in free agency. I'm not implying that he's doing anything illegal or unethical, but I think people forget that a lot of these athletes do like to gamble. They do like to invest. They do like to make the most out of what they can while they're in the NBA, whether it's through legal or illegal means. And LeBron, I don't see as the type to stay away from legalized gambling. In fact, I think that he's making it so that whatever the experts say now, I believe he is playing into those rumors and driving up the ante, I guess you could say, for where he's going to land. And it seems to be that the market is currently saying Cleveland. Logically speaking, Cleveland doesn't make a lot of sense. The whole James Harden teaming up with James Harden, historically doesn't work. Everybody knows that. Every player knows that. He's a great player, but I mean, how many championships does he have, and how long has he been in the league? Character-wise, I don't think he's perceived as a very genuine person either that wants to win. He seems to be kind of in it for the money, which is fine. But LeBron says he wants to win, I believe, and I believe Rich Paul says he wants to win with that whole whiteboard breakdown. And I mean, remove the narrative about a poetic ending in Cleveland. Does Cleveland's roster really seem like the type to help LeBron win a championship? I don't think so. Compare that to Philly. They're already in the contention for winning a championship based on speculation alone. We haven't even seen Jaylen Brown play with the Sixers. So, logically speaking, or let's put it this way, if you're a billionaire, right, you kind of have to be a sociopathic level of logical, meaning these storylines that, LeBron's going to have a poetic ending in Cleveland. That sounds great. And I guess you could say that's true. But what billionaire do you know has made a career over making decisions out of poetry? I can't think of a single billionaire that seems to appreciate poetry more than they do business. Kind of cold business, right? And look at behavior. The guy has left Cleveland twice. And a lot of athletes, they get bored. I know I personally have lived in LA, and maybe I'm biased, but after you lived in LA, it's kind of hard to go back to a place like, Cleveland. Sorry for those of you that are from Cleveland, but it's not exactly a destination city. So even though he's from there, the guy is a very ambitious person, right? If he wants to invest in Liverpool or Fenway Sports Group, I think it's called, why live in Cleveland? Why not be closer to the East Coast? If you're a guy that has been an Eagles fan your entire life, why play in Cleveland where the Browns are in your last year when you could just go watch an Eagles game in your free time and hang out with potentially some of the best Eagles of all time, right? If you're in your last season or your closing chapter of basketball, why not have some fun with the guy that's been compared to one of your greatest teammates, Dwyane Wade, and that is VJ Edgecombe, right? Why would you want to play with James Harden over VJ Edgecombe? Logically speaking, I don't understand what the reasoning would be. Why would you want to play with, James Harden again over Tyrese Maxey, right? I mean, Donovan Mitchell is a great player. I don't know if there's any beef between Donovan Mitchell and LeBron James, but if you're looking at it from a statistic or basketball point of view, what is that much better about Donovan Mitchell compared to Tyrese Maxey, right? I mean, he is theoretically better in certain ways, but is he that much better where you'd rather also work with James Harden over VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey and now Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid? I forget the name of the Cavaliers coach, but why be coached by someone that has never won a championship when you can work with someone who has won a championship, even if it was just one, right? And Nick Nurse seems to be a pretty agreeable guy, so I don't see much of an ego battle there, which is usually a concern. Why work for an organization that there's some history? Not that I don't know if it's all good or bad, but, you got Mike Ganzi in Philly now. They seem to be cool. His brother seems to be tight with LeBron, right? You have Jameer Nelson, who's kind of a peer. I think they're in the same draft class, right? If you're LeBron James, remove your lens as a, whatever, as like a fan of other cities. Why wouldn't you want to go play in Philadelphia? It's the best spot to go, right? You get your championship. You get to do some of the things that you've always wanted to do, hang out with people that you may have always wanted to hang out with regularly, be a part of a sports culture that you may have looked at from across the court and thought, gee, that would be nice. LA doesn't really have what Philly has, right? So that's my take on the LeBron thing. I do believe that a lot of the chat now is speculative based on the prediction market gambling business, and I'm not saying it's unethical or shady. It's just kind of what people do now, as long as that's a thing. Thanks for listening, guys.